My name is Matthew. I am the head of marketing with EnergyLink Decarbonization Solutions, and I would give Webflow a 5-star review. Before using Webflow, we used a variety of tools. The one we used most often was WordPress, and we used a page builder called Elementor within that. It was a pretty good tool in that you could use drag and drop elements, and it had its use case, but it didn't allow us any sort of like advanced customization. And so that's where Webflow has really shined in giving us that advanced customization. So if we wanted to do things like filter case studies by like a type of product, like yeah, it was technically capable in WordPress, but it wasn't very user friendly to do it. You'd have to download a bunch of plugins, and really the management of plugins and stuff kind of gets to be a nightmare in WordPress when you use the platform for a while, because just new use cases for things come up and you just keep having to download more things. So those were some of the big challenges we experienced, and just by having that constant concern of adding more plugins, slowing down the website and stuff, we just thought there had to be a better way, so we looked into Webflow. We decided to switch to Webflow largely just after a lot of research looking into all the different platforms, and far and away, Webflow gave the best and easiest way to edit a website with all the different newer variations of CSS, like for example, CSS Grid and CSS Flexbox. Other page builder tools have given similar options, but they're just not as one, friendly to do, and then two, flexible to work with. So that was a big factor for us. Plus, their huge marketplace of free offerings for web page builds or web section builds was extremely useful for us, and we saw that as like a way to basically fast track building our website that we were looking to create. So there was a lot working towards why we did it. Those were the big reasons, and also the community too was a huge thing. The community there with Webflow, they're really great. A lot of people that want to help you if you need help, and you post in their forums. So yeah, that's primarily why we chose to go with Webflow over others. Getting started with Webflow, to be honest, was at first challenging because Webflow does have a steep learning curve because it does offer so much flexibility. But as the primary developer as well, I just had to go and look at a bunch of the resources they offer. They offer a lot of great programs on their website. They have a Webflow University. And so that was honestly the thing I used most to help me get started, just to understand the very basics of the platform and how to get past those initial learning curves that I had. So once I did that, it really just became a breeze of just managing the workflow as I was taught, and then just putting in the content that I knew was best to represent our company. For anyone considering Webflow, I have a couple pieces of advice. First, I'd recommend that you look very closely at their pricing plans, because they do have several different pricing models for different features within their platform. So if you want to connect a domain to Webflow and utilize a lot of the functionality of the platform, then you will need to do a paid plan for them. But then also, if you want to have content management system items, like for example, blog articles or case studies, things of that nature, then you will have to pay separately for CMS items. And there is a limit to bear in mind with CMS items. It is a very large limit, but that's something to bear in mind. And also, e-commerce is another one that has a separate pricing model. So just try to get a full picture of your costs before you go in, because you don't want to be surprised later. And also, I'd recommend that you look very closely at the Webflow University and some of the some of the offerings that they have to help you learn Webflow beforehand, because it is a very steep learning curve, and it's something that could get you frustrated. It's something that could easily delay your project. If you have a fast turnaround for a project, then you might consider looking for a different platform, only because it may take a while up front to understand the platform. So just bear in mind your actual build time that you need. If you have a lot of time to make it great and amazing, then Webflow is definitely the platform for you.